Welcome everyone to the Cultivating Compassion Education series, sponsored by Compassionate Care ALS. We're very fortunate today to have with us Alisa Apreleva, PhD. She's a musical therapist, singer, researcher, ethnomusicologist, and educator. She's been working with ALS MND communities internationally since 2013 to develop music therapy treatments for persons with ALS, MND, and their families. Alisa's pioneering biomedical research on benefits of singing for persons with ALS at the Cambridge Institute for Music Therapy Research in the UK was acknowledged by a personal grant from the Stephen Hawking Foundation. She trains professionals, volunteers, and families to use music to support physical and emotional well-being of persons with ALS, MND. Welcome, Alisa. And before we send it over to Lisa, I'd like to introduce Ron Hoffman, our founder. Hi, Ron. How are you?
Hey, James. Welcome, Alisa. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for showing up on this Sunday. I met Alisa many years ago at an international conference in Ireland. And I remember having a conversation with her, and she was telling me about her work with music. And as I guess fate would have it, she reached out, I don't know, 6-7 months ago, maybe a year ago here. She was working locally with a hospice, and we got together and we were talking. And yeah, let's do this. Let's introduce this to our community. You know, the one thing that I'm aware of for myself is, and I just believe this for me, you know, everything we see, every observation that we have during the course of the day, any conscious moment, we feel everything we see, everything we touch. And obviously with music, we feel. So what better way to introduce Alisa with that, and with her music and her incredible expertise and all that she brings. So Alisa, welcome, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Ron, and good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be a presenter today. I have to say that I'm leading this webinar from Cape Cod, and it is a Wampanoag tribe, beautiful land, and to this day, Wampanoags do use music in their very powerful rituals for healing body and mind. And actually, during our workshop, I'll be using music piece played on this Native American flute. Just wanted to acknowledge that. Today, I'm going to speak about what I've learned in my 10 years, a little bit over 10 years, working with ALS communities as a music therapist. And I'll speak about what music therapy is, how you can use it in your life, what kind of goals and treatments we may offer as music therapists. We'll have some experientials, I'll be playing music for you and inviting you to participate by feeling and maybe by singing or moving if you're able. Just being present together in music is so important for persons with ALS and caregivers. And then we'll spend some time speaking about how you can use the power of music beyond music therapy in your everyday life, because not everyone has access to a music therapist, but you still can have access to music, and you still can do many good things for yourself through music. I invite you then to ask questions. If you have any questions, we'll have time for that. And if you feel inclined, please type into the chat throughout our webinar, and then at the end of the webinar you can also ask in video form or any form you like, and we'll be looking at the chat and just monitoring the questions so we do not miss everyone. Before I start speaking, I of course would like to start with music. I have this drum here. I'm not sure if you will be able to hear it. We've been having issues, but you'll definitely be able to hear my singing. You do not have to do anything at all at this moment. Just listen. And before I start, if you could notice, how are you feeling at the moment? Where is your mind? How's your body doing? And then we can start. Sing your song in the circle of light. Sing your song in the circle. You are the singer, you are the song. Come sing your song in the circle. Dance your dance in the circle of light. Dance your dance in the circle. You are the dancer, you are the dance. Come dance your dance in the circle. Dream your dream in the circle of light. Dream your dream in the circle. You are the dreamer, you are the dream. Come dream your dream in the circle. Sing your song in the circle of light. Sing your song in the circle. You are the singer, you are the song. Come sing your song in the circle. And when you're ready, close your eyes. Welcome to open them. And again, I would like you to ask yourself, where's my mind now? How's my body doing, feeling? Is anything at all different in the moment? Great late neurologist Oliver Sacks said that humans are a musical species. And it is not just a beautiful saying, and it is not even about our spirit or emotions only. What we've just experienced is called receptive music therapy officially, because you're receiving, but I don't like these terms, receptive or active, because anytime you hear music, anytime you participate in music in any way, you are active. You're being participant of something that human beings have done for centuries and thousands of years. And this is something very, very deeply rooted in our body, not just in our minds, in our spirits. And contemporary science, neuroscience, gives us proofs for this. And now we know that there is no particular center of music in our brain. Rather, it is distributed through whole brain, through whole neural system. And what is fascinating is that the music shares neural pathways, same neurons, same networks as our vital functions like memory, attention, speech, cognition, perception, emotions, and movement. So whenever we participate in music, we also affect all of these functions. And the easiest example is, maybe you know that runners tend to run to rhythmic music. This is because music just prepares our body for action, for movement, and we can use this for benefit at any time of our life. And one more quote from Oliver Sacks: music can lift us out of depression or move us to tears. It is a remedy, a tonic, orange juice for the ear. But for many of my neurological patients, music is even more. It can provide access, even when no medication can, to movement, to speech, to life. For them, music is not a luxury, but a necessity. And in my time as a music therapist, working with ALS community, I can testify to this because I've seen so many people, families, and caregiving communities, like children affected by ALS in their family, and of course, persons affected by ALS themselves who literally come to life through music. Of course, it's not an elixir to reverse the disease, but it can provide great support, and not only emotionally, but also physically. But first, let us just have this brief introduction of music therapy. What is music therapy? The clinical application of music and its elements, like melody or rhythm, for example, to improve psychological, emotional, cognitive, physical, and social health and well-being of human individuals and communities. So essentially, it is using music with non-strictly musical goals. So like using music to help someone communicate, using music to help someone feel less pain, or move easier, or connect to other human beings. And I would like to answer some very, very often asked questions about music therapy. And the first one is, of course, do I have to be a musician at all to participate in music therapy? And the answer is no, you do not, unless you have amnesia, which is a very rare condition when you cannot experience music as something harmonious. You will likely benefit from music therapy. Most benefits would be for people who love music and for whom music has been part of their lives, who maybe sing or play an instrument or just listen to a lot of music and really, really enjoy it. So for these people, because they're so immersed into music, music therapy will have most effect. But you don't have to be very deeply connected to music, even, because music is something that is already in your body, in your mind as a human being. Next question, which is asked very, very often: what kind of music is used for music therapy? And many people think that music therapy is something about sound baths or singing bowls or harp music, something new agey, or some people heard about Mozart effect and they wonder, okay, Mozart's probably gold standard for music therapy. And actually, it is not that. The music that is most effective for music therapy is the music you enjoy most, because this music, would it be classical, would it be hard rock, would it be jazz, would it be new age music, this music is motivating for you, and it is having the most effect on your body, on your mind, on your whole being. So one of the tasks for music therapists is to find what exactly do you enjoy. And for some of us, we will have music that we enjoy along with other human beings. Like we're affected by our culture, for example, right? So we have certain songs, certain music pieces that we tend to enjoy collectively, but some pieces, some music experiences of our DNA, music DNA, would be quite unique. And right now, I'd like to have a little bit of a music experiment. Again, I invite you to listen and just feel, just be present, and then I'll ask you some questions. I see trees are green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies are blue and clouds are white. The bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, they also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They love much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So this is a song that probably most of us at least heard. And for some of us, well, it may be intertwined with certain memories. And these memories could be very happy. These memories could be a little bit sad because maybe this was played at a memorial or it is associated with someone who you haven't seen for a while. And there are lyrics to this song. There is certain kind of music. There is certain expression with which I sang it. And just from this experience of listening to a song, you probably can draw some conclusions about your state right now, about something you may be missing in your life, about something that you would like to experience more. So this music probably has touched you, but it has touched you in a very personal way, because we are all unique in how we experience music. So in music therapy, we would be using the music that is very close to your heart. And it doesn't have to be New Age. if you want to ask, is active music therapy safe for persons with ALS? That would be a very, very good question, because active music therapy means that you're doing something actively, right? So if you have movement and you would like to do some exercise, physical exercise through music, I would probably give you something like this, a rain stick, and we could do some exercise. I'll be singing and you'll be playing. Moon, river, waters, and a mile. I hope you can hear it. It's just very, very gentle sound. And 10 years ago, it wasn't clear if this kind of exercise would be safe. Or sometimes I work with persons with ALS who have early stage disease on their speech or breathing. And then again, it involves actively working through music on some daily activity goals. And in the past, we didn't know. And in the past 10 years, there's been more and more research suggesting that, yes, it is safe. If you're not overdoing it, if it is mild exercise, and if it is supervised by the specialist, music therapist in this case, speech language therapist or physical therapist, it is safe. We also look for emotional safety, because for someone, even very beautiful piece of music can be triggering certain emotions and not necessarily happy, could be stirring something. And a therapist is trained to provide this support to make it safe. And speaking of therapists, if you are looking for a music therapist, please look for someone who is certified. A music therapist is at least a bachelor's level, but hopefully they're having also advanced training, maybe in neurological music therapy. And wherever you are in the world, they have to be certified with the certain certification body in your country. For the United States, it's going to be a certification board for music therapists. And you go on their website and you enter your city and state, and then you can find someone. And not necessarily they will be able to work with you, because some music therapists specialize in working with children, let's say. But at least you will be able to contact them and ask. Unfortunately, it is not always covered by the insurance. Sometimes, yes, we do have certain codes for billing, but in many cases you will have to find a sponsor or to pay out of pocket. Just logistics of it, unfortunately. So you found the music therapist. What happens next? It can be for someone with ALS. It could be for caregivers. It could be for the whole family. And music therapy could be online or in person. It could be individual or in group or in family. It could be short term when, let's say, it's almost like a consultation. You define why you need music and you create with the music therapist certain exercises, and then you do them on your own. Or it could be long term when music therapist comes and visits you every week, maybe every month, maybe. So it all depends on what you agree upon. And the next important step, and maybe it's even step before the one I described, is setting goals. So what kind of goals, non-musical, remember, music therapy serves non-musical goals. What kind of non-musical goals can music therapy serve for persons with ALS and their caregivers? Let's look at that. So firstly, that would be psychological support. And it's not just like playing a happy tune to make you happy. It's more deep inside. It's essentially music is something we bring from inside to outside. It's our reflection of our state, right? And we can look at what we feel through music we choose, for example. Music could be good for relaxation and sleep. Music could be great for self-expression when you're either improvising or you're writing lyrics to a song. This happens. It's not that hard when you have music therapists by your side. You can actually write songs, or you can create playlists and express yourself through this, or just basically say, I like this kind of music, and this is huge manifestation of who you are to the world. Music can provide you energy boost. It could reduce anxiety. It could be support for making decisions. If your mind is very, very busy making all the decisions, all the things you need to consider during the course of your disease, you can get overwhelmed as a patient or as a caregiver. And when music provides you with this nice, contained, calm space, it becomes easy for you to make decisions you need to make. As I showed, music could be used for moderate physical exercise. I showed you the rain stick. Here's one example. Like if you still have movement ability, you can do something like this. So it's one of the music instruments I would use to work on strength of your hands and coordination. Sometimes little maraca would be helpful just to exercise this part of your hand. You could use other simple instruments like this. I would move them in space, and we could be listening to your favorite music, and you'll try to reach. And this is the exercise, and you don't even notice it is an exercise because you're listening to your favorite music, and it's all very playful. So this is what can be done. Also, breathing and speech exercises, essentially pretty much like adapted singing lessons. So I'll be teaching you singing, and this would help you to sustain your speech and swallowing and breathing. This is what I did for my PhD research. Music can help social connectedness. For example, when you losing this ability to communicate with your friends or family for many reasons, because you're too exhausted, because you're losing certain functions, because you're providing caregiving and you're just, again, too exhausted. Music can be a good way to bring everyone on the same level, and just being together in music is very helpful. Music therapists can provide comforting presence for someone who experiences ALS. It's a wonderful opportunity for respite for both persons with ALS and caregivers, and we can also work on legacy projects, like again creating a song or creating a playlist of music that is meaningful for you and you want to share with your family. How do we do that? We have to ask several questions. What can you do safely without overworking yourself? What kind of music do you enjoy? And what kind of adaptive equipment or instruments you may need? Because instead of some physical music instruments, we eventually may move to electronic music instruments, which you use eye tracker, let's say, to manipulate. And it could be quite fun. And sometimes it's also iPad where you can barely touch with one finger and something is happening there. So we always, with ALS, look for the spectrum of music therapy techniques we can use, so it matches your current state and your goals and what you like to do. So what could we do in music therapy? You could be just relaxing to music, pretty much like you did in the beginning of this webinar. We could be composing a song. We could be creating playlists. You will say, okay, I like this particular song by Louis Armstrong or by Neil Diamond, and that's going to be our start for the list of songs you enjoy. And gradually we create this list, and it's not even that much for listening to it later, though it's very fun and beautiful, but it's also in the process, it's a very human communicating and very deep process of figuring out what kind of music is important to me, why, what does it say about me as a human being, how is it connected to my life story. And this is usually very, very emotional for all participants, including the music therapist, but family and the person with ALS too. You could be moving to music, even if it is in your wheelchair. We could be playing simple music instruments, which I showed to you. We could be performing easy singing exercises like ah, ah, and it's nothing very difficult, but what it does, it actually works on your larynx muscles, and these are the same muscles that are used for swallowing, so we'll be training your basic daily functions through that. We could listen to your favorite music just for pleasure, just because it's fun. We could discuss music that is important to you. You could participate in a drum circle, and again, you don't have to be actively beating on the drum. It could be electronic device, or you could just be present and feeling this energy and this mixed groups of caregivers and persons with ALS are very powerful usually. We could be playing musical bingo, just me playing some music excerpts for you and you trying to guess what it is. And we could be improvising, again, using all the variety of instruments, electronic and physical. I would like to have another experiential with you. And this is a Native American flute relaxation. I recorded this flute track, and there is also narration to help you go deeper in the relaxation. It will take some time. It's about 6 minutes long. The goals for this exercise is to lower anxiety, to help you relax. Some people just fall asleep. And this is good because all your body relaxes, all your muscles relax, and it's also sometimes effective for mild pain. In some case, this exercise can decrease need for sedative medication, but it's case by case, of course. So I would like you to sit or lie down comfortably, whatever feels good right now. I invite you to breathe deeply and slowly. If you know how to do diaphragmatic breathing, it's a good exercise to do that, breathing in through your nose slowly and breathing out through your nose and your mouth, maybe whatever works for you. If you're using mechanical ventilation, apparently do not try to do anything. Just simply notice the airflow, because air is still coming into your body, but your body still is doing all the hard work of taking in the oxygen and nourishing you and giving away the gas to feed the plants. So you're still participating in this beautiful process of exchange, which is in the world. And I invite you to concentrate on the imagery I'll be narrating. One safety note: if you're dizzy, just breathe normally, or just stop breathing for a while and then continue. Because that would mean, if you're dizzy, that would mean that you're taking too much oxygen, and sometimes it's not helpful. I hope you're ready, and let us start. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Concentrate on your breathing. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. Feel the weight of your body. Let your legs and hands become heavy. Keep breathing deeply. Feel the air filling up your lungs. Then let it go. Think of a space, real or imaginary, where you feel safe and content. It may be a beautiful forest with sunbeams coming through the green leaves, an open field full of wildflowers, an ocean shore with waves coming and going. Notice the colors, sounds, and smells. Stay in this place for several minutes while the music sounds. All the thoughts can wait. And again, welcome back. And just be present for what you're feeling right now. How is your body? How is your spirit? If you want to try the same meditation with the flute again, you're welcome to visit alsmusictherapy.org. It is among the free downloads, and there's more information on music therapy and safety for your voice and all of that. You can try it again. And speaking of this, let us spend some time just debating, just considering what could you do beyond music therapy? How you can use the power of music for your everyday, even if you do not have music therapists nearby. And here you have to think like a music therapist. Firstly, what are my goals? What kind of effect do I want to have from participating in music, listening to the music? Then you have to figure out what kind of music you enjoy. Remember everything you've heard. Remember lullabies from your childhood. Remember concerts you attended. Anything that is very personal, or maybe something that is connecting you to other people. Just do some digging there. What kind of music is yours? And then how do I make it happen? What do I need for to benefit from therapeutic powers of music? Is it a recorder? Is it a streaming app? Is it some kind of instrument? So you have to also think about that. And I have to say that for persons with ALS and caregivers as well, music streaming is very, very great help. So this could be platforms like Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music. YouTube is very, very accessible. Even if you do not want to pay for the services, you still can listen to the music with some interruptions, unfortunately, but still it's going to be some access to the music you love. And it is easy to just use it with eye trackers and on your own. I brought here some ideas what you can do with music streaming apps. For example, you can ask yourself, what are my top 5 favorite songs and why? And you think about a song and you play it and you enjoy it, maybe share it with your family, and then you move to the next one. You can create your ultimate road trip playlist. It's a whole exercise, probably going to take you a couple of weeks. You can pick a song of the day, every day, and what it does, it brings your inner state, your inner emotions to outside. You can express yourself. You can have a reflection moment. Okay, is it really how I feel today? And it can be the same song every day. It doesn't have to be very many songs, but it is just about this moment of reflection and paying attention to your state of mind, your state of spirit, your needs at the moment. And again, I always say that it works for caregivers as well. So do not neglect your spiritual well-being. good thing is to discover new music, and streaming apps are great for that, because as soon as you start listening to music on them, they keep feeding you a lot of new tracks you had never heard about, and you can be just adventurous and try that. It's really good for preventing this boredom and sometimes being stuck mentally. Just this habit of discovering something new every day. Why not music? It's easy. And you can search for music for relaxation on the streaming apps, and then pick the playlist or the tracks which resonate with you. That could be harp, that could be singing bowls, that could be Max Richter music, or Arvo Pärd's music, or Bach's music, and you can choose what you actually enjoy and use it when you cannot fall asleep, for example. If possible at all, do attend live music events, because I know it's difficult with transportation and all, but music has such a profound effect on us, especially when we're witnessing it happening live. It is something we should try and do for ourselves as much as we can. For more ideas, I again invite you to my website, alsmusictherapy.org, and another one is singforchange.org. There are opportunities to ask questions, and to read blogs, and to read watch some videos. So if you want more of me and music therapy, please visit me there. And now we have time for questions. Do we have anything in the chat?
Let's go ahead and get out of the screen share mode if we can, Alisa. And
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, it's right there. Okay, here we go.
anybody have anything?
No, we don't have anything in the chat. So if you feel like saying something, reacting, even if you don't like something and you have questions in like a dubious way, I'll be happy to take this, because I think it's important.
Alisa, I have a question.
Sure.
For some of our folks for whom music has been a huge resource in their life, either they are musicians or music has been a big part of their life before ALS. I'm just wondering how you've encouraged people for whom music is really important, but they feel the grief of that. And then in some ways, I had one woman say, I haven't listened to music since I was diagnosed because it's too emotional for me.
Right. So this is the safety I've been speaking about, right? So sometimes music is very triggering, and it could be because we experience very strong emotions in connection to just listening to it, or maybe it's because I used to be able to sing, I used to be able to play, and now I cannot. So it has to be really approached with big care, with great yeah, care, I think is the word. So music therapists would be really great in these situations, and the routes could be different. One route would be to say, well, it is a grieving process, and maybe music is triggering you too much, so you're not benefiting. So maybe let's not do music at this point. Maybe return to listening later when you like, go through major grieving about losing some of your abilities. But for some folks, I been working switching to electronic instruments was great, because like I don't know, on iPad and GarageBand you can create drums, you can create melody lines, you can create, there is even like this guitar with strings that are on the screen, and you touch them and they sound exactly like regular guitar. It's going to be a great switch, but for most musicians who are musicians, right, in their mind, in their spirit, it's not about the instrument. Though sometimes, yes, it is, because, like, for example, I identify with my voice greatly. So for me, it's my essence. But sometimes when I'm not able to use my voice, like I have asthma and other things, I try and transfer it to something else. So it is still possible to do that. It's still possible to take music out of your being outside to the world. Like Jason Becker, for example, a guitarist, right, who continues composing, who continues working on his music, even though he cannot move anymore. So in this case, actually, a presence of music therapists is very desired, because music therapists can you communicate, okay, I want this harmony, and music therapist is able to play it either on a real instrument or help you play it on an electronic instrument. So that could be this pathway to express yourself, music within you, through other means, not necessarily the ones you are accustomed to. But I agree that sometimes the grief is too overwhelming, and sometimes it is better to just wait and see if the grief is going to be any less in the future. Thank you. This is really important.
Alisa, can you speak a bit to, for me, the importance of music and visualization? I mean, listening to the flute song that you played. I mean, for me, it just takes me to almost like a life review, visualizing, and the importance of that, and the incredible dance and the power and the healing that can bring forth.
Right. So this is something that music therapists could use, that professional music therapists could be certified further in, and it is a method for guided imagery. I'm not, so I'm not taking you too far, but I think I have it naturally in myself, so I'm doing something like that sometimes. And I think it is very specific mix of music taking us a little bit out of our consciousness defenses. We stop thinking about our everyday problems when we hear music that we connect to, and we sort of melt into our emotional and then spiritual state, and our body sort of melts too into this borderline state of being physical or spiritual, because we're both, right, as human beings. And music helps. And I spoke about Wampanoag in the beginning, right? That's what medicine men and medicine women have been doing for ages, just walking around this border and helping people to transcend the limitations of their physical bodies, and being able to, I call it musical journeys. Sometimes I would not do that with a flute, but I would take my guitar and I would start playing some peaceful chords, and I would invite the person I work with to imagine any place they want to go. And they would share that, and we would keep evolving this musical journey together. And for some people, it is the way to travel, the way to go outside of their room, of their very limited sometimes body state, and it could be very freeing. Is it what you wanted to hear, or yeah? Yeah, I don't think like I wouldn't be able to explain to you quite scientifically how it works. I know it's like this layers of consciousness that go away probably because we relax into music, but it definitely works every single time it works.
Yeah, no explanation needed. It's, for me, the importance of all of us giving ourselves permission to feel into that music and to let our imagination take us where it will. And hopefully that's in the beauty and to rest and to wherever it might take us. So yeah, that was beautiful.
I really, really like the word permission, and I was going to use it in my presentation. Maybe I did. The thing is, the thing with music affects all of us so deeply, and we know it, and we know our favorite music, and we know that it can relax us, or it can give us energy, it can connect us to people, but we are not giving ourselves permission to use it, because music is almost like, it's like with funding of arts and music in schools, right? They're less funded because they're not of importance, because they're like, it's not a concrete something that can show results physically. So I think it's a lot in the Western culture. Music is not important, hence we are not giving ourselves permission to use it, even if it's so available, if it's so effective for us. So I think the main conclusion for this webinar is, please give yourself permission, give yourself time to go into music, to go into exploring yourself as a musical being. And it's going to affect your well-being and your life, your connectedness to other people.
Thank you.
Can I add something?
Sure, absolutely.
You know how people are always trying to help. They want to do something, they want to give you something. And in my husband's case, he was a guitar player and had a beautiful voice. And his friends have been sending him playlists of not necessarily Nick's favorite music, but maybe their favorite music. And that helps him get permission because he wants to respond. So he's given this gift of music, some new, some old, some traditional, some flaky. And it's really a lovely idea to share with your friends if they want to do something. And sometimes it's hard to think of what you can ask them or tell them to do. So that's a fun sharing of a gift. It's via music.
Right, and for some people it's really easier to experience even this sending. Yes, it is. It opens the person to receiving, right, as you say, because many people with ALS are very self-reliant and very, like I can shoulder it all. But when someone does something for you, yes, you're prompted to respond, and you also have this structure, like with, again, music therapy or any kind of music gatherings, regular. You have structure and you rely on it and you do it. And one other thing I noticed, that it's sometimes easier for people to experience music with their friends, or like in a small group or in a family group, because it's not only for me, but it's also for them. So we're in this together, and it's usually very, very beautiful to see. Yes, thank you. It's very valuable, very important what you said.
Alisa, thank you. And before I go back over to James, Alisa, thank you for the gift of music that you bring to us. And
thank you for inviting me. Yeah, thank you.
Indeed. And Brenda, do you have another gift sitting with you still that you can share? Unmute, please. Unmute. Brenda, you're muted.
She's been here the whole time, listening and moving to the flute music. This is a monarch that came and sat down next to me yesterday And she's too weak to be outside. I think she left an egg, so we'll see if anything, and if she gets stronger. I can't really, actually, do you see her moving her head? I'll try to get her closer so you can see her. Can you see her? Alisa, can you see her?
Yes,
Beautiful.
it's very present.
She is very present.
Thank you, Brenda.
Mhm.
James?
Yes, thank you very much, Lisa. Really beautiful, and so wonderful that I know Ron really appreciates bringing different modalities and ways to bring the potential for healing and joy and beauty into the lives of people who are going through a very difficult time. And so it's so wonderful to have this resource and have you here with us today. So thank you so
And
much.
James, can you quickly go through the chats, see if there's anything there, please?
No,
There's
it's
just a
just
couple of thank yous. And Catherine says, I missed the beginning today, yet very grateful to attend. Thank you very much for such wonderful insights and ideas. Wes says, thank you, Ron and Alisa. This was awesome, uplifting, and needed. We appreciate all y'all do. So no other questions in here, though. So guess everybody's content. And I'll go ahead and close the recording now.